we intend to ask question 39 about the height and about 4 stories? I don't recall that that was one of the things we agreed to ask.
This relates to, and you wanted to ask a question about the 4 corners. And this is part of that. This is part
Well,
of
I guess
that.
I'm wondering if because I'm saying, wait a minute, why do we, I guess I'm wondering if we should, if we're going to ask that question, if we think that's a viable question. I don't love it a lot.
No, you don't love what you think the answer might be.
Right,
Yeah.
but I'm questioning whether we should put it under 36 and do, how do you, rather than, I guess, okay, I'll go back to 36.
Can I just cut you off? There's a method to my madness on this one.
Yeah.
And then I want to ask the question. Because as a planner, of course, I have lots of things in my head. And I want to ask that question. Because I think that one of the things we're going to be talking about during the comprehensive plan is our commercial district, the size of it,
Right.
the intensity of it, and this relates to that.
Well, my question then, or my thought was, to ask a more general question, do you support increased density? Or how do you, sorry, go back. How do you feel about, or how do you feel about the commercial districts in Jamestown? Should Jamestown encourage commercial development throughout the commercial limited district? Should it encourage increased density in the downtown commercial district? If so, how would you do it? Would you support increased density in the Four Corners area? Would you support increased building height limits? In other words, to lump them all together as part, but starting with, and how do you feel about the commercial district? And your first question was basically, how do you feel about the commercial limited district and whether it should be curtailed or expanded or built out?
I mean, one of the reasons that we completely backed off of the proposal from Don Powers at the Four Corners was because we had to ask the public what they feel.
I agree.
So we didn't want to go with 4 stories, we didn't want to go with increased density, so this is where we're going to be asking the question.
Okay, I guess,
Yeah.
I know we were going to ask the Four Corners question. I didn't realize we had said that we
That was part of it, the increased density, though. Height was part of it.
Okay.
They had suggested 3 or 4 stories in the commercial downtown as well as the Four Corners. All of the commercial downtown districts with the Four Corners.
Then I guess if you're going to ask that, then you need to define again what the commercial district is, because you're talking about asking people if they want 4-story buildings on the Greenway, for instance. Right along in here, 4-story buildings. This is the
Well, I
commercial.
say CMAP. So we'll have to define what commercial downtown is. Don't we say village, so I'll just use that terminology. Just say village area.
Wait, so you're talking about 4 stories in the whole village area? No. That's not
Really what we're talking about is narrow density. You want me to just define it even further?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I will do that.
Minor item, I think it's 38. You ought to define 4 corners, so maybe some people that don't know what you
Okay, yep. Okay, anything else?
Yeah, the map,
Yep.
a lot of things refer to the map, but the map doesn't actually detail those things.
Like what?
Well, there's no, all it is the village, which doesn't define the commercial district and the...
Right, I just noted that. Is there anything else?
Yeah, there's a couple things on the map that drove me crazy. Most of them are just things like Connecticut Park area, Urban Water District, Jamestown Village, but some of them have the word "the" in front of them.
North is Jamestown Shores.
Yep.
So,
Okay. Okay, transportation and circulation. Really just 2 questions, 3 questions.
42, John Elder Parkway. Can we just tell people what that is?
138, yeah.
And the north end of North Road is from that from the
North of
overpass,
138.
138 north, and 138 south to Four Corners. Um, 43,
Yeah.
talk about the passenger ferry and additional water transportation. That's a state-regulated operation. Need a PUC license and those kinds of things. So where did that come from?
This was just asked in the last survey. You don't need to put it in. I don't know why. Because I don't think that was on our list.
I mean, does this go back to
Yeah.
the hysteria over cruise ships, tour buses?
I think that's what we asked it the first time. Yeah. But I don't think there's any reason to ask it now. No. Everybody agree?
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, Dick?
Not related to that, but should we have a question related to bus service? I know that the state dictates how many come and don't come, but
Yeah.
it really is a major issue, and it relates to affordable housing too, probably.
Okay. All right.
What was
So the premise would be,
go on
do we
that.
have enough and frequent enough bus service?
Yeah.
Do you use it?
Do you use it?
Do you use it to Newport, to Providence, to Kingston?
Do you use it where, and would you use it more if?
Yeah. It also does relate to affordable housing, though, if we want to increase affordable housing.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how to phrase that.
Well, I don't know if we can, but only because I'm thinking that maybe, I don't know. I think if we ask, do you use it? Where do you go? And would you use it more if there was increased stops or service or more frequency? In transportation, yes. Yes, okay, we'll add that one. Housing?
Under that second goal,
Yes.
what does employee preferences mean?
People who work in town.
Diversity, I know what home renters, we're thinking diversity of housing.
Oh, employee preferences,
Home renters and
you
condos.
know, town workers or people that work in town currently would get preference for housing.
You want to say town employee preference?
It could be any kind of employee preference. It could be service workers. It could
People
be,
who work in Jamestown.
yeah, it could be, you could define that anyway, but that's what it means. You would have to define it.
Is that redundant to what's said in the second line there? Diversity of housing type would be single-family homes, multi-family homes, rental condos.
Oh, actually, you know what, I'm looking at this, it's a goal, it's the way it's worded.
Right,
Yeah, I can't really change it,
right.
unless we want to explain it.
Where are you? What question?
Second bullet, 44.
On the third bullet.
We can change it, you know, when we go to amend the goals, certainly.
On the third bullet, on the 10% goal, isn't that a mandate now? On the goal? So we have to reach 10%. By law. I know that's.
No, it is, but I mean, it doesn't mean that it's not Jamestown's goal to, I mean, it's still good to state it as a goal. You know,
You just lived
It is mandated, it was a mandate when we did this 10 years
It
ago.
was still a mandate then?
Yes.
Well, to me, reading it the way it reads, I know you just looked it up, look, it's,
Yeah.
that's a goal we're striving for, not something we're required by law to get to.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Calling it a goal is kind of
Yeah.
down saying that the law has dictated you have to get there.
Right.